Hi Virgo, welcome to your October 2022 Astrology Horoscope forecast. I'm Anisha. I talk everything about astrology and tarot on my channel. We are entering a phase in October of eclipses, and this is a continuation of the eclipses that started in Taurus and Scorpio in 2019, and it's going to be finishing in 2023. We have the next phase of the eclipse on 25th of October, and then the next after that, post that, we'll have on November 8th. So this is an entire month of, or rather this eclipse phase is of transformational time. It's a time wherein that a lot of us could be feeling quite intense as far as our emotions are concerned. There can be certain unpredictable events which can take us by surprise. The interesting thing about Taurus and the Scorpio eclipse is that it speaks about security, sense of self-worth on one side, and on the other side it's talking about a complete Scorpion transformational energy. Scorpio is ruled by the warrior planets Mars and Pluto, and it tends to dig deep beneath the surface to try and put together things as to what is it that is working and what is it that is not working. Even though Taurus is known to be a very reliable, it's an earth sign, it's a stable sign. It has Uranus, the wild boy of astrology, which is transiting through it since 2018. Hence the entire air of unpredictability around it, the suddenness with which things will can happen, can take us by surprise. Importantly, fixed signs like Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius are going to be affected quite specifically, but all of us have a Taurus in our birth chart, and it would be worth your while to have a look at your chart and see exactly where is it that Taurus is placed for you. It's not a time to be getting worried, and this is nothing to scare you, but if we were to take cue as to what is it that is going to be happening in 2012 to 2014, we had a similar eclipse there were similar energies. So whether you were seeking a job, whether you were transitioning on to another city or a country, whether you were getting married or you were going through a divorce, you were in a challenging situation in life, what were the life lessons that you learned? So it would be worth your while, Virgos, to step back, take a look as to what is it that transpired between 2012 and 2014, and those lessons, maybe you could be able to glean some wisdom out of them, and maybe those are the lessons that you can implement now. We are also entering a phase wherein if certain things have been stagnant in our lives, this is a time where the celestial checkpoints in the form of eclipse is going to be coming and shaking us. So if there's a certain area of your life over which you've been thinking for the longest of time and you've not done much, this is the time where you're being encouraged to get up and take a look. Let me break down the month for you. On the 2nd, we have co-ruler, your Mercury planet, which is there in your own sign, and it is going direct for you. So great time, Virgos, to be identifying, specifying what is it that you really want, whether it is in your work, whether it is for yourself, how it is that you're defining your life, how is it that you're specifying your life ahead. We have a full moon in your house of joint finances, resources, sexuality, intimacy, taxes, mortgages, loans and transformation, and it's joining Jupiter. It's a time to be reflecting. Something seems to be coming to an end as far as finances are concerned, especially joint finances. It can be that maybe an alimony is being paid, maybe you and your spouse are separating as of now and you're trying to figure out the assets as to who gets what. This is also a time wherein that you will be releasing something, Virgos, which has been bogging you down. It's almost as if you are going to be restarting your life positively. Most of us, we tend to hold on to things, both emotional and physical, that become unhealthy for us after a period of time. Not wanting to let go and, allowing it to just sort of become our safety blanket. So this is a time also because something is coming to an end as far as a relationship is concerned. In some cases, I do suspect, depending as to how the planets are positioned in your chart, it could mean that there's a separation that's happening, or there's a formal, you have started some legal process against with the marriage or with the relationship. The transformation can also be physical in certain cases. It can be you're renovating a part of your house, and also it can be you're restoring something. It could be ancestral home that you could be bringing it back to its previous glory. Dealing with intimacy and security may be an issue during this point of time, and it can also be that issues related to other people's money gets highlighted. Avoid lending money, Virgos. For a lot of you, it can be that you could be tempted to lend a chunk of money to bail a friend out, but if so that you must lend the money out, please ensure that there's complete paperwork that is done, so that even if it's a very dear friend, that the money comes back to you. However, if you are in need of a loan, it's a wonderful time. You can seek that loan, you can pick that loan. The rates that you get will be quite nice. You may evaluate the things that you own are not really yours, and more serious topics will be there on your mind with this aspect. So there is a entire I don't want to say disdain, but there could almost be this entire sense of that, I don't want to focus on material things, and so what if I don't have this, or so what if I'm not earning much money, and even though my job gives me satisfaction. But the truth, dear Virgos, is that you are also being asked to look at your own security. While it's wonderful to be this compassionate person, it's wonderful to be watching out for the world and doing the right thing, but you are being asked to look at your financial security as well this month. Even though you could be looking at things more from you could be translating the possessions more into psychological hindrances, and you could be thinking that, oh, the lighter I have, so what if I don't want this house, or let me not keep this piece off with its furniture, or it can be anything. It's almost as if this month you seem to be quite adamant, leading a very austere life, for now at least, and it may be that later on you come to regret it. It shouldn't be that by the time you end up giving everything and renouncing everything, that you are having to borrow or ask people for what you have given away willingly. So ensure that you are very conscious of the fact, while it is good not to be transactional in your relationships, or even not make money the focus of everything, but you are being asked to sort of watch out for yourself as well, and keep your interests in mind. On 11th, we have Mercury that moves into your house of earned income and self-worth. And again, you're being asked to how it is that you value yourself. What is your sense of self-worth as far as money is concerned? For some of you, it may be that you feel, you're not worth much, that I don't need to be, nobody will pay me so much, and I don't need to be paid so much. These are the conversations maybe that could be going in your mind, and you could be repeating to yourself maybe subconsciously, and hence maybe whatever small project, or and you could be breaking your back over it, there could just be this sense of, oh, this is what I deserve, but who pays this in the market? No one pays. And I think that is quite a sad aspect. You see also fairly commonly around, that people who have the experience, have the expertise, just don't ask, because it's not about you having to strive. It's not, Virgos, anyone is asking you to go out and struggle, but you do need to be letting people know of your accomplishments, and the money will follow along with it. We have Sun that's moving into your house of communications, with Venus being over there, and then we have a new moon solar eclipse, and that's not the end of it. We are closing the month on the 30th with Mercury that is also joining this big party that is happening in your house of communication. So quite a wonderful time at it. Sun is and with Venus being over there, communication gets to be quite the highlight, and also it talks about having some wonderful times with your siblings, connecting with people who are maybe feel like family to you. And this mid-month also speaks about a time with a new moon solar eclipse, a flurry of activity happening. Maybe your phone is constantly ringing, you're having to organize a lot. Maybe there are these new ideas, propositions that are there that require your opinion, that require your decision. And your challenge is going to be to separate the wheat from the chaff, Virgos, and try to sort of look through the confusion and try and put some order. And that should come quite easily to you, Virgos. You quite enjoy sorting and organizing things, and especially with with the new moon, there does seem to be a project which could require or ask or demand a lot of your time and a lot of your organizational skill. The advice would be to look at smaller things, break up the big problem into smaller bite-sized pieces, and then try and address and move one step at a time. It's a great time to be making new acquaintances. There's a great time to be making personal connections and break through the barriers of unfamiliarity. However, because there is a solar eclipse in this house, just try and ensure that you're not being too overwhelmingly familiar with people, Virgos, even though that's not very like you. But at times, in friendships, we do not hesitate to sort of unburden ourselves and maybe even share stuff which people do not necessarily want to hear. So try and keep a check on how familiar you're getting also, and maybe with newer friendships that you have made, that how quickly you sort of divulge things and how quickly you share everything and you want to sort of give out all the information. So try and be a little wise around sharing as far as information is concerned. Similarly, it goes for be careful to check the emails and forwarding SMSs. And I think wherein that you are waiting for a decision to happen, maybe you need to let things play out on their own. However, that does not say that you do not ask for what is due to you, Virgos. With the eclipse being over there, try not to obsess too much, and try not to impulsively take decisions, especially where communication is concerned. Don't overcommit yourself. Try and see what you can manage, what is there on your plate, and how much is it that you can manage. And that after that also, that leaves enough space for you to take care of yourself, of your mental health and your physical health. Do remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Do leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. It's always wonderful to hear from all of you. It encourages me to create more work. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for watching.